Hello and welcome to another edition of What's in Our Record Collection, where I go pick 10 random vinyl records and just discuss them, share personal memories and chart data, and whatever else I can think of. So here we go. First one. First record is by a Sri Lankan British artist, MIA. This is her debut album. It's called A Ruler. It came out in March 22nd of 2005. It released 3 singles off this album. The first one was in 2003 and it was called Galang. Second one was Sun Showers, which was released July 2004. The last one was Bucky Dun Gun, which was released July 2005. Debut album. I think we had some famous producers help MIA with this record, one of them being Diplo. So this was their debut album. It came out, as I said, March 22nd, 2005. And in terms of chart data, I was really a big fan of this particular record. I mean, I like it. It's not bad. I think the second and third albums are much more stronger, and I like them more, in my opinion. But anyways, in terms of charts, in Australia, the Australian Recording Industry Association had it peak at number 141. The UK OCC had it peak at number 98. It peaked at number 8 on the UK indie charts. And for Billboard 200 in the USA, it peaked at 190. For Billboard Dance Albums, I don't know if I consider this dance, but it peaked at number 3, and on Billboard Indie Charts, number 16. That's MIA, and that is Ruler. Front, back. It is a gatefold. It's a standard vinyl, and no lyric sheets, but lyrics are on the are part of the gatefold. So yeah, that is MIA's debut album. Next record we're going to talk about is from one of my favorite remixer producers, Grammy Award winner, Peter Rawhofer. The band is Club 69. This song is called Sugar Pie Guy, and it came out in 1994. It's from their 1994 album, Adults Only, as you can tell. Ooh. That is a naked man on the front cover. And again, it's Sugar Pie Guy, Club 69. I've got to watch where my finger goes. Anyways, like I said, Club 69 is based, well, Peter Rawhofer is Austrian, and I think some of the other bandmates, and when I say bandmates, I mean producers and vocalists. You have George O'Luksh, I think his last name is, and Lee John were writers of this particular song. The singers or vocalists, main vocalist is Annette Taylor. Club 69 loved to use the same vocalist for many of their tracks. So they used Suzanne Palmer, who was one of their main vocalists in many of their tracks, Kim Cooper, and Annette Taylor, and Connie Harvey. So on this particular record, the main vocals are by Annette Taylor and Kim Cooper, and Connie Harvey sing backup. The remixes of this vinyl record are actually from Peter Rawhofer and Eric Kupper, who is another world famous DJ producer. That's the front cover. It's not a gatefold. Back cover just lists the tracks, and great club group and song. Next one. Now there's a lot of was a lot of controversy surrounding this group when they first came out back in 1991. It's a 12-inch single of Black Box hit Right on Time. Now the controversy was that they used a model as the face of Black Box, and that model did not sing any of the songs. So she just mimed them in the videos because she had a a pretty decent look, and she was a very attractive woman. That caused a lot of controversy because the lead vocalist on the majority of the album, called Dreamland, that came out in 1991, was Martha Wash. Martha Wash is very well known in the club community, and was part of the really famous groups, Two Tons of Fun in the 70s. She was a backup vocalist for Sylvester in the 70s as well. Her biggest hit probably to date is with C+C Music Factory, with their #1 hit, Gonna Make You Sweat. So she didn't get any credit for any of the songs that she sang on with the Black Box. So they went to court, settled out of court, and she got her full rights in terms of listing her as the lead vocalist for Black Box. This particular song does not include Martha Wash at all. This particular song is called Right on Time. It came out July 31st, 1989. It was their first single. It was written by Italians, Daniele Davide, I think, Marco Limani, Valerio Simplici, and Dan Hartman. Now, Dan Hartman gets credit because there's a sample of Love Sensation, which is sung by Loleatta Holloway, who actually does the vocals for this particular track, because a lot of it is samples a Love Sensation. So to give a little bit of background about this was actually re-recorded in the probably late 80s or early 90s with Heather Small's vocals. Heather Small was actually then the main vocalist for M People, who became a huge sensation in the UK, well, around the world, really, with their hits Moving On Up, Proud, all that stuff. So I think a lot of people don't know that there was a re-recording with Heather Small. In terms of charts, this actually went to #2 in Australia, #3 in Canada. It was #4 in the Euro Hot 100, #1 in the dance charts in the UK, and because they weren't a very well-known group in the USA yet, it only peaked at #39 and 44 in the dance charts there. Dance sales 44, dance club play 39. So that's Black Box, and they're a bit of controversy. Great tune, one of my favorite dance records of all time. Speaking of dance records, we're going to a duo based out of Detroit, Michigan, house group that consisted of Kevin Saunderson and Paris Gray. Paris Gray was the vocalist, Kevin Saunderson was the producer. Group is Inner City, one of the 80s best house music groups, in my opinion. This song, Big Fun, was one of 5 releases from Inner City that topped Billboard Club's dance club play charts. So it's Big Fun, came out in August of 1988. It was from their debut album called Paradise. Fantastic record. I love it. And in terms of charts around the world, Australia peaked at #57. The Canadian Dance Urban chart by RPM, it was #1. And in the UK, the official charts there, it peaked at #8. And of course on Billboard's Dance Club Play chart, #1, and Dance Sales chart, #1. That's Inner City, Big Fun. There's several remixes on this record. There is Big Fun Magic Wand mix, my favorite. There's also the Dwayne Bradley mix, and then a 12-inch remix of the original, and a Kick the Pump mix. Again, Inner City, Kevin Saunderson, Paris Gray, Big Fun. Another 12-inch dance record that I'm going to highlight is this one. It's Delight's first single, their first release from World Clique, and it's Groove is in the Heart. Not too many people know their other tracks. This was their biggest hit. It peaked at #4 on Billboard Club, on the Hot 100 actually. and number one on Billboard's Dance Club Play chart. It also went number one on Billboard's Dance Sales chart. Now, I get kind of angry because they're such a great group, and they have so many songs from their three studio albums that are overlooked because DJs around the world, radio DJs, and record labels only kind of promoted them for their first single, which sucks because they had a lot of great dance tracks, both on their debut album World Clique and their second album Infinity Within, and the third album Dewdrops in the Garden. All great dance records, very, very ahead of the game and ahead of its time. If you go back and listen to any of those records, it would sound like the songs sound like they would or could be released today for sure. Anyways, Groove is in the Heart 12-inch. What Is Love is the B-side. It's written by Dimitri Brill, who is DJ Dimitri Tawate, DJ from Japan, and Lady Miss Cure. DJ Dimitri currently works with a group called Nati Siren, and they do some funky music. Tawate also continues to make music, and Lady Cure was touring as a DJ and was still writing songs, but she's out of the public eye right now. Hopefully she returns one day because loved her sound, loved her style, and loved her music. In terms of charts, this was the first of three singles from this album that actually charted on the Billboard Dance Club Play charts. In Australia was number one, Canada top single sales number 15, and the Canadian Dance Urban chart number one, the Euro Hot 100 it was number 5, UK, the official charts in the UK peaked at number 2, and of course in North America in the Billboard Hot 100 number 4, the Dance Club Play chart number 1, dance single sales number 1 as well. Fantastic record. This is the art on the front and psychedelic art on the back. Again, it's a double B-side, Grooves in the Heart and What Is Love, which is another great track. Delight, amazing group. If you want, check out the records on digital platforms. Actually, most of this music that I highlight is on digital platforms, so you can highlight them. You can check them out there. Next record I'm going to highlight is from one of my favorite 80s groups that continue to make music today, and that's New Order. New Order, this is the single Thieves Like Us. The first time I ever heard this song was in an instrumental version that was included in the Pretty in Pink soundtrack, which starred Molly Ringwald, John Cryer, and can't remember Annette O'Toole. No, not Annette O'Toole. I can't remember her name, but she was in Designing Women in the 80s. The movie Pretty in Pink was actually in the 80s as well. But there was an instrumental version of this song that featured in that movie. This, however, includes the vocal version, 12-inch, and on the B-side is a song called 1984. Came out in April of 1984 and reissued in 2019. It was written by Arthur Baker and New Order. Arthur Baker is a famous DJ producer. And in terms of charts, it peaked in Australia at number 84, number 18 in the UK, and number 1 in the indie UK charts. I don't think it charted in North America, but this is the reissue, not anything to kind of highlight, but the inner sleeve is just a blank white page, and the record is just a black standard vinyl. New Order, great group. If you want to check out any of their hits, I would recommend the album Substance. Fantastic. Next is I think one of the greatest voices of my lifetime. Um, Nobody like her, and it's sad that she passed away. But this was a promo box set of which preceded the initial greatest hits. There's a little bit of controversy with her greatest hits because they included edits of remix versions of her songs, so they weren't the originals. And some people were a little upset about that because they wanted the original tracks for this particular greatest hits, and it included some new tracks as well. But this was a promo for DJs because it is a box set of the unreleased remixes of some of her greatest hits. So you'll have hits like "How Will I Know," remixed by Junior Vasquez, who is a very famous DJ remixer from 80s and 90s. It also has a Club 69, Peter Rauhofer, remix of "The Greatest Love of All," Clavils and Cole, CNC Music Factory, remix of "I'm Every Woman," Jelly Bean, who is another producer, remixer from the 80s, did "Love Will Save the Day" remixes with David Morales, who is probably one of the greatest DJs today. And then, of course, the Hex Hector remix of "I Will Always Love You." A Jonas remix of "I'm Your Baby Tonight," and another David Morales mix of So Emotional. This is special to me. I haven't opened it yet. I know all the mixes. I've heard all the mixes, and I look forward to the day I open it and listen to it with a fresh set of ears on my stereo someday very soon. I'm reluctant in opening it because it's so special. It's such a special box set. Anyways, Whitney Houston, one of the greatest female singers of all time, and one of the best-selling female singers of all time. Greatest hits, box set, the unreleased mixes, special collector's edition. Came out in April of 2000. So that's very special for me. The next one I'm going to highlight is one of my favorite 80s groups who continue to make music today. They're electronic pop, and the group is Erasure. This was their second single from their fifth studio album called Chorus, which was released in 1991. This particular song is a 12-inch of Love to Hate You, so it's got a special mix, a couple of mixes of that song and some other unreleased tracks. The album, Chorus, had 4 singles that were released from it. One of them is Chorus, obviously. This is the second single, Love to Hate You. And then they released Am I Right and Breath of Life later. Erasure as a duo sold over 28 million records worldwide. This particular song was written by Vince Clarke and Andy Bell, the duo Erasure. Vince Clarke formed Depeche Mode and then left Depeche Mode after they released their first album, Construction Time Again, I think it was. Oh God, it's all a blur now. 80s, so long ago. But anyways, Vince Clarke left that band after the release of their first album, and then went on to form Yazoo with Alison Moyet. And they did 2 albums, one called Upstairs at Eric's, and the other one was called Nobody's Diary, I believe. I could be wrong, but anyways, and then and they disbanded in the mid 80s, and that's when Vince Clarke formed Erasure with Andy Bell, and they've been together ever since. As of 2009, they've had 34 UK top 40 hits. That's a lot. But yeah, so this is Love to Hate You. This is the front art. They did, with the 4 records, they released, the album art was like humans doing different things. And this one, they had this family walking on the beach. The other singles had families fishing or riding bikes. The album artwork, wasn't a big fan of it, but loved the song. That's Love to Hate You by Erasure. Came out September 9th, 1991. Next one is another one of my favorite groups, probably my favorite group ever, and that's Depeche Mode. The song is People Are People. This is the 12-inch version. It's from the album Some Great Reward, which was released March. Sorry, not March. It was released in. Let's see. September of 1984. This particular single was released on March 12th, 1984. It was written by Martin Gore. Martin Gore was the sole writer of many of Depeche Mode's hits. I think later other members did write some of the material, but Martin Gore was the main songwriter for the group. This particular song, they have already had hits in the UK, but this song broke them in North America. It was their first Hot 100, Billboard Hot 100 top 40 single in the United States, and it peaked at number 13. Again, it was from their fourth studio album. It was the first of 3 singles that was released from Some Great Reward. The other singles were Master and Servant and the double A-side Blasphemous Rumors and Somebody. In terms of chart success, in Australia it hit number 25. Canada top singles on the RPM charts, it was number 15. The European Hot 100 already knew about Depeche Mode, so it was very successful there and went to number 4. Same thing with the UK, number 4 on their official charts. And in Billboard, it was their first charted single, and it peaked at number 13 on the Hot 100. And on the sales and dance charts, it peaked on both those charts at number 44. That's Depeche Mode and People Are People. Very cool record, very cool song, very cool band. They still tour today, and they're actually, according to Billboard, they're one of the best touring acts in the last 20 years. The next and final song is another 12-inch, and this one is from according to Guinness, she's the best-selling artist ever of all time. She's sold over 350 million records, and most of those are probably physical copies, physical CDs, physical albums. She, I don't think, is very big in terms of digital status. I think those artists are more like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Ariana Grande, Katy Perry. Those are the artists that do very well, Lady Gaga, that do very well digitally. But in terms of actual record sales, Madonna, she is the queen. So this particular song, this is True Blue. It's originally released in 1986, September 29th. It's from the album True Blue. It was the third single of 5 from that record. That record, True Blue, went on to sell, I think, 10 million copies in the United States and about 20 million, if not more, worldwide. The lead single was Live to Tell, which was featured in the movie At Close Range. That featured her then husband, Sean Penn, and Christopher Walken. This song, True Blue, was written by Madonna and Stephen Bray. This was actually a reissue for Record Store Day in 2019. It's blue vinyl. I can't show you because it's not open yet. But yeah, 2019, there was 13,000 copies. I'm sure that's a lot. So it's not really a low manufactured record. It's very highly manufactured, and I don't think those 13,000 sold. But needless to say, it was a Record Store Day release for 2019. It's electric blue vinyl. It's got the Japanese obi strip, which was on some of her imported CDs from Japan. And it has some pictures, includes some of the pictures. Can't really see them well, but yeah. And then of course it has the track listing. Now this isn't True Blue remixes. What it is some songs from True Blue, the album. So you have True Blue, the color mix, Papa Don't Preach, the extended mix, and then Live to Tell instrumental, which were all off of True Blue. It also included a dub version of Everybody from her first album, and it also included an extended version of Everybody. So yeah, that's True Blue. That's the final record I'm highlighting today. In terms of charts, you had this album this song in Australia hit number 5 according to the Kent Report. In Canada, RPM chart, it hit number 1 for the top singles in Canada. The European Hot 100 Airplay, number 1. The UK official charts, number 1. And of course, in the USA, it wasn't a number 1 hit for Madonna on the Hot 100, but it was her 10th consecutive top 10 hit. So it peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100, peaked at number 6 on the Dance Club Play chart, and number 4 on the Dance Sales chart. Greatest female artist of all time, best-selling female artist of all time, I should say. Some people may not think she is the best artist, but needless to say, they would agree that she has a huge impact on pop culture and pop music itself. She is currently nominated for a record 11 MTV Video Music Awards, and that's the most this year in 2026. We'll see what happens in September. But that's my final highlight. Madonna, True Blue, exclusive Record Store Day 2019 record. If you like what you hear, if you want to hear more, please like, subscribe. If you want to see us DJ, we DJ under the moniker of Dancing Bear on Twitch TV. So dancing is D number 4 NCING Bear, BEAR on Twitch TV. We DJ on Saturdays from 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time, and then again sometimes on Sundays from 2 to 5, and we may extend those hours a bit. But yeah, if you want to check us out, Saturdays we play some awesome dance club music, and then Sundays we just play whatever we feel like it. Again, that's Twitch TV and under the moniker Dancing Bear. I hope you check us out. I hope you like and subscribe and like what you hear. If you want to add some comments, if I got some stats wrong or anything, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Keep listening to music and keep it alive. Take care.